Hello, Cancer, and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a reading for the full moon in October. It's often called the blood moon, the hunter's moon, the sanguine moon, but it is a full moon and it is the middle of the lunar cycle, actually. So we did a reading a few weeks ago for the new moon, and the new moon in Libra, a great time to bring new things in and work collaboratively with other people. And now we have a full moon in Aries, and it's kind of like you starting to think about yourself a little bit more, which is great, which is okay. And then the full moon itself talks about release. It's a great time to let go of things. Why? Because the full moon is the biggest the moon gets, and then it starts waning and getting smaller. So as it's smaller, you can use that to release things, whether that is relationship or feelings or ideas. Let's see, Cancer. So what baggage is Cancer holding on to too tightly? What baggage is Cancer holding on to too tightly? Is there anything that Cancer is holding on to? What baggage is Cancer holding on to too tightly? Okay, we'll take both of these. Sometimes we've been pulling one card. Ooh, and sometimes we get two. And these are very interesting cards for you, Cancer. So the Devil, it can talk about addiction. It can talk about temptation, fear, something that we are attached to. It can mean things in the physical, like alcohol, or, to the extreme, like heroin, things like that. Or it could mean, just that you are addicted to, I'm almost like addicted to what other people think of you. I'm getting this idea of fishing for compliments. Which in and of itself doesn't seem like so bad or so destructive until like those things don't come in anymore, or they didn't come in the way that you wanted to, or you feel you're escalating it, and you have your self-worth tied to that. It can also talk about something like caffeine. So whatever you feel like, because the thing is, when we are attached to it, and there are healthy attachments, we have friendships and partnerships, and even attachment to our job. My caffeine addiction is I feel like that's pretty healthy compared to what it could be, but this feels like it's something that maybe you need to rethink. And then we've got the Hierophant. Is this a praying mantis? I think so, although anyway, I guess it doesn't really matter which kind of bug it is, although I think it's a praying mantis. It's interesting, this says mortality, beliefs, and wisdom. So I feel like, though, it is an idea that you've been attached to for a long time, that you need to let go. I think that's why I was going in the direction of like those fishing for compliments, because I'm almost feeling like something with like social media. It's interesting that the Hierophant is here, because the Hierophant is often like our social conditioning, our social norms, things that are expected from us. So I almost feel like, what's that called when you post something that's supposed to be positive? You didn't actually do anything, but you just want everybody else on the internet to feel like you're a good person. oh shoot, the name is kind of out there for me. But this is kind of like, and I almost feel like there's a shell here of like what you're projecting and what you want other people to think about you. And we need to let it go because it puts you in a box in a way, and it can be harmful in like I was saying, because first of all, you feel like this need to project this image, and that image may not be you, and then you get positive results from this image, and then you have like, now we've got the Queen of Needles in reverse, like cold of heart, critical, and narrow-minded. So then you're like so focused on like this image that you're trying to project through your social media, or, you know, to other people, or you want everybody to think that you're this perfect person, this perfect mom, this perfect dad, this perfect parent. You have this beautiful life, this perfect life. And what happens when we try to project that is we forget to actually, in real life, do the steps and do the things that would make it perfect. The other thing is that we get a conflict with this Hierophant, because we're dependent on other people's opinions, and we can't control that. The only opinions or thoughts you can control are your own. And you post something because you think that it's going to, you know, make everybody think something about you, and it goes the wrong way, and then we're trapped into this spiral of needing to put up this face, and it actually becomes very toxic to you, Cancer. The Queen of Needles, though, when she's in reverse, like a cold heart, she's also very you know, it's not emotionally fulfilling. It's vapid. It's very superficial. It's very, I feel like whatever you're addicted to, like we need to rethink what it means and how, yep, cool, Two of Matches, and how like this projection, you know, we're attached to this projection for a reason, right? We want to be, let's say, a perfect mom, but I'm spending so much time like taking all of these pictures that I'm not spending time with my kids. So it's rethinking these things. This last card here, we have the Two of Matches, and this is, how do I let go of this? How do I let go of this baggage? And the Two of Matches is, you know, it's kind of like going back to the drawing board in a sense. Like, okay, it's important to you, like it's important to know that it's important for other people to think this about you, right? It's important for other people to think that you're a good mom, just as an example, or a good parent. Great. Well, right now it's not fulfilling because you know, you're not actually spending the time with your kids that you want to. Or maybe it's important for you to project that you're very smart, or, you know, whatever this is that, you know, you're projecting, but deep down you know that it's not necessarily true, or that you know, people aren't taking it the way that you intend. And we need to kind of detach from what other people think. That's part of you know, letting go of this devil, this detachment, and also the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is like, it can be like, it's like a social construct. It's the quintessential perfect family. It could also be that you are ignoring things with your partner because you want everybody to think that you have the perfect marriage, so you don't go to couples counseling. You have to let these things go because we need some more depth here. And the way to do that is with the Two of Matches. You need to start discovering, right? in and of itself, like what you want other people to think about you is important. It tells you something. It gives you an idea of your values. But the other thing is like, maybe it's not important, you're not getting the likes from your friends because, you projecting to be a perfect mom isn't important to them. They're in this like adventure mode. So we kind of have to detach. You have to stop comparing yourself to other people. You have to stop, especially if you're looking at people you really don't know on Instagram, or, you think you need to look at the Kardashians. They've had so much plastic surgery. They don't even, you look at old pictures of Kylie, you don't even recognize her. You're like, who is that? Oh, that's Kylie before all of the plastic surgery. More power to her, great. But you cannot compare yourself to that, as just an example, to like that standard of beauty when they aren't even that standard of beauty. You know what I mean? And plus on top of that, like they've been so photoshopped, they've been so like makeuped, like putting on that much makeup, that's not your true self. And that's why I kind of feel like the Queen of Needles is here, because it doesn't feel authentic anymore. It doesn't feel like you anymore, putting up this front. And so we kind of need to come back to this Two of Matches, the discovery. Like, okay, ask yourself, why is it important to you? And then start seeing, okay, other people seeing me as a perfect mom. Of course, like being there for your kids is important, but projecting that is maybe taking away from actually being there for your kids. You know what I mean? So, or these standards of beauty, you cannot beat yourself up for not reaching that standard of beauty when the person that you're comparing yourself to is finding the right lighting, is then editing their photo after, that kind of thing. So this discovery is really important, right? And I will tell you this too. You have to keep that in mind, like what you're trying to live up to, and it isn't necessarily real. And that can be, so letting go of that, whatever that standard is. And I'm saying that we have like this standard because the Hierophant is here. Like, so, and your standard could be something completely different. And then you have to like, okay, well, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's find some substance. Let's find some clarity. And help is on the way in that respect anyway, because we've got Mercury and Jupiter ending their retrogrades. If things have been difficult, if things have felt like they've not been flowing, mental clarity is coming. So I feel like this planning would really help from some mental clarity, would help from understanding what you're doing and that doesn't feel fulfilling. And then figure out why this was important for you in the first place, why that was important for you. And then what steps you can take that would be very substantive. And then we've got resilience. This is carrying a ton of baggage. I feel like it's perfect for Over the Devil and the Hierophant because, living up to other people's expectations, living to these attachments, fearing what people will think of you if you don't. Like that is a lot of baggage. We need to set this baggage down. And how we're going to do that? Through change. We're letting and see how much lighter she is. And she just doesn't care. I also love the lightning and the birds in here. I feel like that's more like mental clarity coming in for you. That once you start asking questions about the behavior that you've been engaged in and how you can feel, better about yourself. And then one more card here for Cancer for the full moon. She who surrenders, change, bondage, but then release. So very interesting that it comes with the devil. And then also like this resilience, because we got to let this go. We have to stop carrying this baggage around with us. Estefania, she's also chained here to this spot, and she's chained here because of some sort of memories. And I feel like when she comes out, that journaling and writing your thoughts down and writing your feelings down is a good way to help you discover what it is that you're actually chained to. Is it this perception from other people? Is it, you just got into this cycle of things because, fear of what other people would think of you. Does it even matter though? It doesn't. What matters is being present, the here and the now. And this is so much about releasing these negative things. She has this like love letter that she's clutching to her heart. For her, she's reliving these memories of the past, and it's keeping her in this cycle where she has this, I just like these cards here where it's very heavy, but there's no substance behind it. Like you can't go back. You can move forward, but the thing is like, as you move forward, I think it'll be better and more fulfilling for you, Cancer. So I feel like journaling this full moon, and then discovering these like negative beliefs that are probably put on you through something related to society, something like a good mom does this, that kind of thing, and letting go of those beliefs, and you be like, you know what, a good mom spends time with her kids. A good mom makes sure her kids are fed. It almost reminds me of, and this is just an example, the breastfeeding debate. Like women, if you've ever been in that situation, like it is cutthroat. Like it makes you feel like if you didn't breastfeed, like you are going to kill your child or something. And that's just not true. The fed is best. Like just, yeah, okay, maybe breastfeeding is best, but for reasons, not everybody can do that. And instead of beating yourself up about it, it's just like letting go of what this group or this society says and moving forward with what works for you. So that's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next reading.